Well, hello everybody. I'm pleased to welcome Dr. Ginger Armbrust, the director of the School of Oceanography at the University of Washington, who does some really exciting work there. And Ginger is going to be our guest at the next Sound Conversation at the Aquarium. Ginger, people have no trouble whatsoever getting excited about sea otters and orcas and various other types of whales. You focus on plankton. Give them a case of why they should care just as much about plankton as they should about the orcas and the sea otters.
Easy. So the group of plankton that I study, the phytoplankton, they are responsible for generating about half the oxygen on our planet. So every other breath, think of phytoplankton.
Not this one, but the next one.
Exactly, exactly.
And they drive our atmosphere over history of the Earth.
Yes, they do. They've played a major role in the cycling of CO2 and carbon in the past oceans, in today's oceans, and we hope they will be playing an equally important role in the future oceans.
So the health of the plankton determines the health of the planet then?
Correct, correct.
Now, you've seen a change in the way you do research. It used to be that you were very tied to where you could be on a ship or if you were near shore.
Right.
That's changed now.
Yes, that is. Nowadays, we can use satellites to detect large areas of the ocean, but we also have developed a lot of autonomous instrumentation. In other words, we're able to vastly expand our footprint of what we're able to monitor in the ocean. That's creating huge amounts of data, streaming data that we can start to try and understand how the oceans are working.
So when we come up to questions of what is the impact of something on the oceans or on our activities, it gives us much more robust data and more solid data to be able to base those decisions on.
Yes, that's correct.
As we face more of these questions and the need to make some of these decisions, the question is, how do you get more people going into science, young people?
Yes.
And you said they typically come into college, into the School of Oceanography. They maybe are excited about science, but how do you keep them engaged? And you're doing some really interesting things to try to achieve just that.
Well, thank you very much for asking that question, because I think it's a really important question. What we're trying to do is engage the students early in their career, with giving them opportunities to develop instruments, actually build instruments that we can put in the ocean. They learn how to deploy those instruments, and I guarantee you that the data they collect with those instruments is some of the most interesting data they've ever come in contact with. Their own data is always more interesting than any other kind of data, and so it gives us the opportunity to take these students early on, learn how to do all these different steps in gaining data, and I think that that keeps them interested in science and keeps them where they understand why they need to take those math courses or whatever the other courses are that are necessary to allow them to learn how to interpret that data.
And that's probably going to give a key to teachers in secondary schools and primary schools to say, hey, that's worked at the university level, maybe that'll work in my classroom.
Oh, wouldn't
too.
I love that? That'd be great.
Probably part of the future. And plankton are just really beautiful creatures in and of their own right. And if you'd like to learn more about this, and I suspect you will, join us for Sound Conversations at the Aquarium with Dr. Armbrust. And that is going to be Thursday night, April 11th. And to arrange for tickets, come on down. The program starts at 7 o'clock in the evening. We're going to show you where you can contact the Aquarium and arrange to come down. So, Dr. Armbrust, again, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you there at Sound Conversations.